Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another SQL beginner-friendly tutorial. In today's video, we're going to learn how to update and delete records in a SQL table. I will also introduce a new concept, how to refer to the database and table name explicitly when running SQL commands. Let's get started. Okay, so step 1, we are going to be specifying the database name in our queries. Instead of just using the table name directly, like we did in our last video, we'll use the full reference. And let me show you how we do that. We are going to select all the table columns from database name, that is schooldb, dot dbo, dot table name, that is students, semicolon, and let's execute. And we have our table below. This is useful, especially when you're working with multiple databases or you just want to make your SQL queries more readable and organized. As you can see to our left, we have so many databases: NBA, Portfolio Project, School, and SchoolDB. So you'd want to specify which database you're working in and the table name, which is dbo.students. In step 2, we want to update a record in a table. And to do so, we are going to use the update command and specify the database and table name where we want to make these changes. So update schooldb dot dbo dot students. And we're going to use the set statement to specify the column where we want to make changes and the change we want to make. So set gender =, female. And we're going to use the where statement to identify specifically where we want the change to be made. So where the first name is equal to Jane. So this command looks for the student with the name Jane and updates Jane's gender to female. Now let's take a look if we successfully did that. We execute. One row has been affected. And now let's take a look at the table to see if the update has been made. And there we have it. Jane's gender is now female. Okay. Let's say, for instance, that we want to change two things. We want to update two things in Jane's record. We're going to set gender to female. And instead of using and, you just put a comma. And we want to change Jane's age to 15. Now let's see if Jane's age has been successfully changed. Okay, one row has been affected. And now let's view our table. So Jane's age has been changed from 16 to 15. Now, it's very possible to have students who have the same name or the same last name. And in such a scenario, you'd want to update a record with precise conditions. So now we're going to update records using two where conditions. So I'm going to change the first name to Pamela, and we're going to put an and to show the second condition, and where the student ID is equal to 102. Now the student ID is the unique identifier, so Pamela won't be sharing a student ID with anyone. And we want to change Pamela's last name to Johnson. And her age to 13. Now let's execute. Okay, that was a success. Now let's view our table. Pamela's last name has been changed to Johnson and her age to 13. Now in step 3, we want to delete a record in a table. So we're going to use the delete statement. Delete from schooldb dot dbo dot students. And we want to delete the record where the student ID is equal to 100. Now let's execute our command. Okay, one row has been affected. Now let's view our table. Okay, we do not have that record anymore. We're left with 2 records now. Okay, now finally, I want you to note that when using the update and delete, always double check your where clause. A missing or incorrect condition could change or delete everything in your table. All right. Now that brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were following through. You were following along. And I hope you learned something. I hope you grasped how to update and delete records in a table. And I hope you grasped how to explicitly specify the database and table name in your queries. Goodbye from me. Take care.